So in this video we're going to be looking at Dylan, who's a really friendly horse, but he's previously had an ear infection treated and now we can't get near his ear to examine it. Kaylee, his owner, really struggles to get near his ears or even put his bridle on. So honestly, Gemma, I think ear-shy horses are not solvable. Is that fair enough?
No, I would disagree with that.
Right.
I think we use exactly the same principles as we have in a lot of the other videos in this series. So first of all, remembering that every time you put your hand up and the horse moves their head away, you're using removal reinforcement. So the movement of their head removes your hand. So that reinforces that behaviour and they're going to do it again next time.
He's always going to get his head away. I can't win that battle.
No, and that's a really important point because if you try and get hold of that ear, it's really easy for them to flick their heads and displace it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off somewhere easier once he's finished having a scratch. So I might put my hand on his cheek and notice how I remove my hand for standing still, but I also use the click and the reward.
Right.
And then next time I might put my hand higher up. So straight away I'm not going straight for the ear. And then I might put my hand higher up again, wait for him to bring his head down slightly.
So you're doing the click when he's accepted what you're doing. And what if he puts his head in the air?
So if he puts his head in the air where I can't keep hold of it or he's getting quite stressed, then I've done too much too soon. So I'd come back to here again and offer that response.
Right. Okay, so why can't we just start by touching lower down on his head and slowly move up towards his ear? Well, how's that different from what you're doing?
So I think for some horses you can do that, but one of the problems with that is for some of them you'll get to a certain point, particularly the base of the ear, and then the horse will throw the head up anyway.
Right.
And because they remove your hand, you reinforce that behaviour. Whereby training the behaviour of head down and keep it in contact with your hand means that the horse becomes calmer and more relaxed because they think, well, every time that vet goes to get hold of my ear, I can make them let go by bringing my head down and relaxing rather than throwing my head up at high speed. And then you can get to the stage where you can have more and more of a look inside the horse's ear, whereby you can handle the horse's ear. See there, he went to lift his head up, so I just wait. As soon as he brings it down, I'm using the removal of my hand, and I'm also using the click and the treat. So there's two things which are rewarding the correct behaviour here. Again, lift his head up, wait.
So is this a thing, the clicker training, for me to do as a vet, or is this for Kaylee, his owner?
I think this is something that owners can do at home. I think it works really well. And then actually when the vet comes, maybe you want to have a go now.
Right. So I'm not going to use the clicker?
So I can use a clicker if you like. So that's it. And then, so as soon as you hear the click, if you let go, so this time just wait for him to bring his head down.
Yep.
There we go, just a tiny bit. And then just be a little bit slower as you slide your hand up onto him. Obviously it's a different person coming in now. I'm going to click because his head was down there. And just remember to let go every time I click.
Okay.
So just go in once more. And now you can have a good look in that ear, and he's actually more focused on where the food's coming from next.
Okay, so when you click, we should be stopping doing that thing.
Yeah, so it's helpful. We can probably stop there with him. It's helpful to get your vet to just do one or two whereby they touch them wherever the horse is comfortable with, and then they move their hand away again.
So Kaylee can't put a bridle on her horse. That's a really common and really problematic thing. What should she be doing with a clicker to make that work?
So I think teaching the same thing, and then if I can just pop onto the other side of you, you can also teach them. Do you want to stand on the other side? Just hold on to the base of the lead rope, just so you've still. So if you just hold him quite close to his chin, and I'll do the other one. So you also end up coming up, and what happens normally is you get up here somewhere, then the horse lifts the head up. So I may bring it up, take it down before the horse moves the head out the way, bring it up again, take it down, bring it up again, and then pop it on like that. And the same for bringing it off.
Okay, it's worth saying you would never normally be able to do that with this horse, would you? And we've only been doing this within the length of this video and you've already made a difference. It's really impressive, isn't it?
You know, even if your horse has had to have treatment, and sometimes as vets we do things that aren't that nice for horses, there are things that you can do either beforehand if you know it's going to happen, or certainly afterwards, so that you don't have a problem for the rest of the horse's life in terms of retraining them. But it always comes back down to the timing of either the click or the release of your hand, and also shaping it. So carefully starting off with something that they can cope with and slowly making it harder and harder each time.